Hey gang, welcome to the beautiful full moon or blue moon. It starts today, August the 31st. And so this super moon is really a special kind of energy that we're going to be experiencing. And when we enjoy this moment, because it's a time to find the clarity that we've really kind of forgotten about. And so have the time to really take care of thyself. Like today, where I'm staying over here, all of a sudden this morning we found out that we can't use the hot water, and they said this and that. Well, it is what it is. Anyway, so it's going to go back up at 5 o'clock. So I said, hey, change my schedule around. And I was out in Santa Barbara all day long, and it was such a great experience because they also suffered a wildfire back in 2018 where many of them, for example, one of my micro bubble students who's starting her bubble bus out there in really in Santa Barbara. So all you Santa Barbara and all you guys in Montecito and that area, you're going to be bubbled out. I mean, all the owners were like in shock. The neighbors came out. It was such a wonderful energy. People are starting to understand about our miracle micro bubble. Even up in Beverly Hills, we did that shop out there. So she's also going to join in with us. So little by little, you need to really make them understand, because education and knowledge ends up to be the power of what's coming out. So if you have that time, that moment is really finding what you want for the next 20 years. Well, it comes down to really the next 17 years, well, counting down to the next 16 years. Because 2020 started a year of challenges right from the get-go in March, and those that were prepared were prepared. 3 years later, which is now, you see many people rebuilding their lives, rebuilding their community, and rebuilding themselves because they took, the lady in the bug. She parked very crooked. Hi, bug. She's from Utah. I don't know how she got away with parking like that so crooked, but that's how it is out here. Everybody is in search for a parking space, and it's crazy. But living out here in the city is so different than what we experience in Hawaii, and that's why I love coming out here, is because it gives me that extra knowledge that I can take back home to Hawaii and create more of what we need to do in this world. Finding people who really want to start a new way of life and not counting on the old ways, because like I said, from last year and the year before, it's going to come into a collide effect where the old versus the new. And that's where it's colliding, and that's where the financial sector, as well as the political sector, as well as the government sector, is all going to fall through the cracks because of so much, what else? Corruption, with the good old greed of money. And so, with those changes and stuff like that, we're going to see perhaps digital finance. We already in it, so it's just a difference of changing it into what we have today. I mean, into a digital way of doing it, and so a lot of these things are really going to be changing. And so if we keep on focusing our life, our way, our lifestyle as the old, we'll be dragged into the muddle of all different kind of things that's going to happen. There's talks about a lockdown, another pandemic lockdown. There's another thing about food, for example, and the finance side of it too. And so we need to really start. And I was like lecturing today, educating, you know, people about what's going to happen, really, instead of relying on the TV, because they watch TV all day long, and I'm like, they think I'm weird because I don't watch TV. Like, you know, and so it's part of, I guess before when I was living out here, all I did was watch TV and I got sick of it, you know, which was, yeah. So that's the kind of certain things that we need to change perhaps, and how we look at the world and how we get our sources of news, how and who to rely on. The people power that's changing and bringing the old tradition of history, culture, and belief system. And then there's the new one. The new way is really about being very much, you know, liberal of genders and the way things are done, you know, through the financial sector, or, you know, but it's really, nevertheless, the universe really wants you to stay calm. I know it's hard to do because we are so used to being, you know, panic stage. Hit the panic button, hit the, you know, worry button, hit the negative button. And so really this is a time where we need to center ourselves, start journaling, and start really meditating, you know, about what we are really feeling. Have a walk in nature. I love this. I mean, look at this. We don't have this in Hawaii, and I'm trying to figure out what kind of flower it is. It turns into a beautiful, beautiful, you can see it right there. Like right there. And so I come out here every morning and do my meditation and really just thinking. But you know, today is, the last time I did it was, I think it was Meditation Monday, but today is already Thursday. The energy of yesterday when I was like, I was living in tears driving from Santa Barbara back to LA, and it was like the moon over that beach, and it was just, the memory just started to flood, because I used to go down to Santa Barbara all the time for different things that I had to work on when I was living out here. And so, you know, these are the kind of things that the full moon really wants you to do, is just get rid of things that no longer serve you. And by one thing is, sometimes things may not be physically there. It's mostly about emotional, your emotional inner strength, your emotional way of really figuring out life. And by doing that, you just forgive them and let it go. You know, like sometimes there might be disagreement on certain things. And if you are tired, don't go out there to have an argument, because it's going to end up much more uglier than what it started. You know, that's the kind of energy, because everybody is so mad, upset of how we are being treated in our own life. Think about it. You know, it's really about control. So take that power of control and start working it from the inside out. Stay calm, stay focused, because if you let the universe, or, you know, God, or whatever the belief system you have, let that be your guide, let that be your core. And I'm going to write more about that. And really, if you can make your heart, if you can make your heart and your body really, you know, go out for a nice walk out there, feel that energy, look up, you know, look up and see that beauty that's there. Because we sometimes get so chaotic, especially out here in LA. But you know what? I take that magic moment each day to breathe a little different air, see a little different things, and give me a different perspective. And that's something that, you know, really you need to start to reflect and after the first full moon, you know, some people said it was yesterday. It is. It all depends on where you are in this world. But this is really a full moon that brings a greater closure on perhaps that was just your monkey mind, your imagination. And instead of thinking negative, well, I can't do this, or this is not going to happen, I'll never be rich, I'll never have money, I'll never have this, I'll never get this. Get that, whatever it is, wrap it up, throw it in a bottle, and really this will give you and help you much more clarity and much more light for your path. Because, you know, the thing is that the end of Venus retrograde, and also it's Mercury retrograde that started last week, Wednesday, you know, and really after a few days after the peak of the blue moon, we're really gonna go and have this feeling that we really want to have this time, this moment, because when we say when it's a super moon, it means that the power is very close to Earth. And so make sure that whatever you have that's, you know, things that really kind of mind played you in the head, like what has been happening, you know, starting from July till, you know, the end of July till now, and really be direct to that feeling on the 3rd and the 4th, because this is the way that you're going to get closer to resolving a lot of issues on love and money. And these things are really important because it gives you that balance. 9 is, you know, you're going from 8, which is the yin and the yang, the circle of life. Are you going to repeat the cycle, or you're not going to repeat the cycle? And that's why it's so great, because today is the very last day of August. And power of it starts usually 3-4 days, you know, one day prior, one day, and then the real strongest moment is literally the full moon and the next day, because we have amped up our strength and our power and our wisdom most of all to find a clarity that we need to put in. So that's why it's so important that, for me, I make sure that we get that balance within ourselves. And so that's what this blue full moon is all about. And, you know, sometimes when we say love is really about understanding and how to set the right timing. Timing, sometimes it says that, you know, and that's why looking at this revolving calendar that goes around the world is using this energy. You know, we can look at our calendar, we can look at our smartphone, we can look at so many things that's out there, but really, if we keep on being the simple way of practicing and aligning ourselves, that's the result. But if you really put in your intention, you know, put in your gut, you know, your strength into it, the more power you get when you feel that sensation through your gut instinct. And so when you laid out your foundation, make sure you lay it down where your gut feels stable, comfortable, and saying, okay, this feels right. You know, and so there is a lot of that kind of things that's going to be very important, that you don't write the contract. Even though I got all these things coming in, I said, okay, wait until I get back to Hawaii, because that way Mercury retrograde is going to be over and done with, and that's when it's a better understanding, you know, after September the 14th. So I said, you know, let's talk after the 15th. And it's so good to see that people that went to the super zoo, they're like, look at my bags, I still have them, I still haven't gone through it. So, you know, take that, like I take this time to really do what I need to do. And then today I'm going to refresh myself, because it's a super moon, it's a blue moon, and I'm going to do my akatsuki, my traditional Korean scrub, to take out the toxic, take out all that things that no longer serves me in my body, in my soul, in my head, and I'll probably be there. This is open 24/7. So if you're ever in LA looking for a place to just spend a whole day without you getting a time limit, because it's right there 24/7, and they're very clean. And they have like hot rooms, like it's up to like 190 degrees. They got freezers, they got place to eat. I love it out there. So I always go there. You know, this is one thing that I learned from my elderly, from my aunt, who used to always take care of me when, you know, a lot of people didn't know that I used to live literally out in Marina Del Rey, when it's now so beautiful over there, just by Fiji Way. And anyway, so you know, those are the kind of things that I learned. I was able to find somebody like my aunt, who's really not my blood relative, and she took me to learn things about life, about business, and how to be a very strong entrepreneur lady of Asian descent to make it in this world. And I'm so glad. I think, you know, I'm gonna go and see her. Yeah, I think that would be really nice to do that tomorrow night. Bingo, you see? So that's what it is. I look forward to enjoying today's blue moon, as they say, once in a blue moon, because like this, we have double full moon in August. Use this opportunity. The yard man is getting closer, so I'm gonna sign off and get ready to go down to Korean Town and check out, because I'm gonna be making more reels. And you know, the easiest way to just subscribe to my YouTube channel. Somewhere around here. It's getting louder, so I don't want to be yelling over here. People will be like, who's she talking to? So stay tuned for more of Coco Jour, and don't forget to check out our website at cocojour.com or Coco Jour channel. And don't forget to find us also on social media as well too. So you take care. My love and blessings to Maui. That is another thing that on another, you know, day I'm going to talk about, because people out in, like I said, the San Clarita wildfire, their stories, I mean, whether they lived in Parker Ranch, where her property got burned. Bree, yesterday, she's saying 11 properties of her family got burned. And, you know, these stories that really hit home. So we'll talk more about that, but my love and prayers to everyone, whether you're in Greece or the Greek island somewhere got hit. I heard that Canada is really bad, and so all over the world we need to just really stay together, give your aloha, my best to Maui, and you guys take care, and I'll see you soon. Aloha.